Hello.
Hey, hello.
How are you
I'm
tonight?
doing all right. How are you?
Needed to get to this weekend.
That's good. That's always a good thing. Weekends, in and of themselves, by default, fantastic. But when we have a gaming weekend, which is, let's be honest, it's every Saturday. But when we get to do this for fun and show other people our good time and invite them to join us, that's even better, right?
Very much so.
And we're awaiting our special guest return. We have Jeff joining us from Hex to Hex once again tonight. So hello, how are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I'm stuffing my face real quick.
No, that's okay. We did that, and feel free to, of course, join us with your adult beverage of choice because I know I've got mine here, and Roger's got
Yep,
his.
I've got
So
mine. Saturday night.
that's right. I think this is going to be a fairly quick scenario tonight. I mean, just the way I read it.
I thought the same thing, but you know how I play.
Yeah. I will go ahead and present our historical stuff. Well, first of all, welcome to everybody watching this after the fact. Here we are, scenario number 5, Hood Strikes North. The enemy was badly whipped. We are starting the first of 2 playthroughs, of course, and tonight will be the more in-depth one. And we once again have Jeff from Hex to Hex joining us as a professional observer. I think Roger and I are both kind of feeling our way through this tonight. It seems like it's at 4 turns, though. It seems like it's going to be somewhat robust, but it's a very, very small counter density, half of which don't even get to move on turn 1. So who knows? But let's go ahead and jump right in with the scenario information. As I said, this is scenario number 5. Here is the historical information on this. Following the Battle of Franklin, General Hood ordered most of Forrest's cavalry to cut the vital railroad between Nashville and Murfreesboro, which we see here. The rebel horsemen set out in early December, attacking a series of Union blockhouses as they rode southward along the Nashville and Chattanooga Railroad. Simultaneously, Hood dispatched a single infantry division under Bate to probe the Union defenses of Murfreesboro. The 5,000 Union defenders of Murfreesboro, now cut off from their main base at Nashville, prepared to defend their outpost against the rapidly approaching rebels. And this is a 4 turn scenario tonight. It is December 4th to December 7th, 1864. Our special rules tonight, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Obviously, we see the blockhouses there, so we're going to talk about those at length in a moment. Roger will be playing the Confederates tonight, as it is his turn to do, so he will get the first initiative for free on turn number 1, and then afterwards we will roll as usual. And once again, in this scenario, the Confederate will win all tied initiative rolls. We have the Union blockhouses here. We see that there are 7 of them along the Nashville and Chattanooga Railroad here. And these are the point sources, essentially, for Roger tonight. These are not forts, but they are defending the railroad. And the special rules on this are the Confederate player has to enter that hex and cannot attack it adjacent. He has to be in the hex. He cannot assault these blockhouses. He has to attack on the march. So that means these cavalry units will enter into the hex, and then they will expend, just as they would do in a regular attack procedure. They will indicate how many points they wish to expend on a variety of attacking techniques, anywhere from a hasty all the way up to a prepared. And instead of a normal combat die roll, he will take that information, whatever modifiers that we have for that, and when we do the first one, we'll kind of go in depth on that. And he will roll against the little matrix, the blockhouse table that is here in the Hood Strikes North manual. And what he's trying to get is a 5 or better, with those modifiers assisting that. If he does get a 5 or better, then that blockhouse is destroyed, and that's worth points to the Confederate player. If he gets a 4 or less, then there's going to be no effect. With a 2 or less, he'll get 2 fatigue levels from all these strenuous attempts and the inability to break down those blockhouses, apparently. If he gets a 3, that is 1 fatigue level and still no effect. And then 4 is just, nothing happened. So that is what he is going to be doing for most of these. He's got 7 different ones along the railroad to try to get those points. However, the attack restriction is it has to be a march action. It cannot be an assault action. A unit can only make 1 single attack per action against a blockhouse. However, if he uses his leader to activate multiple units, they could come in and subsequently, one after another, make attempts. However, that unit can only make one attempt per activation. The Confederate movement restrictions we see right up here, just like in the last scenario, we have a 3 hex buffer around Nashville, so no Confederate units can go into within 3 hexes of Nashville. And for this one, we have this dash blue line all the way across, and that is the limit of Union unit movement, so they cannot go any farther north than number 10 row. So they cannot also come from way down south up to get in towards Nashville either. We also see that I've got some units down here that are marked with turn 2, that's Van Cleve, and the 104th Indiana. They cannot move in turn number 1, nor can they entrench. Forrest does have his special capabilities, which he gets a modifier which assists if he is present when he's attacking these blockhouses. That is something that he will want to consider. It's basically a +1 modifier. I've got Fortress Rosecrans down here, which is another target for the Confederate units tonight. And even though this is not an advanced scenario, we are going to be using the Union Forts rules, which when Roger approaches, which I'm sure he will at some point get down close to those, we will talk about those specifics. If you've ever played an advanced game before or attacked any forts, perhaps surrounding Washington, D.C. in any of the other titles, then this is very similar to that. So we'll talk about that when we get closer to it. Let's talk about victory conditions tonight. Again, Roger as the Confederate is trying to earn the points, and he can get 12 points if he occupies either one of those 2 hexes of Fortress Rosecrans, either 5131 or 5231. All he has to do is get one of them, and that's worth 12 victory points. He does not get 24 if he gets them both. So either or will get him 12 victory points. If he gets a unit into Murfreesboro here, where Milroy is, then that is worth 6 victory points. But it has to be a combined combat value of 1 or more, not counting entrenchments. So you can't get a half in there to take it. And for each one of the blockhouses that he manages, and again we have 7 of those, he can get 6 victory points for each destroyed one, so that is a potential of 42 victory points. And we also have down here a couple of other little places. We have Maple Grove, that is worth 3 victory points. Again, if a Confederate unit or units with a combined combat value of 1 occupies that. However, if he gets the points for Murfreesboro, he does not get the 3 points for Maple Grove. And also, he's got Salem and Catalpa there, which are worth 3 victory points with the same conditions. It's got to be combat units, at least 1 in for each of those to get the victory points. So there are some point location opportunities on the board for the Confederates. And then, as per usual in this whole title, we've got +2 points for Union manpower losses per manpower, and -3 for Confederates. And at the end of the game, the threshold that Roger's attempting to meet for at least a marginal victory is 43 victory points. So as we said, we've got 7 blockhouses out there at 6 points each. If he manages to destroy all 7 of them, there's 42 points right there, and then you're knocking on the door. But I have a feeling, just a feeling, that it's perhaps not as easy as all that. So what are your opening thoughts for all this tonight?
Well, I'll throw in an extra force thing, is he can initiate an assault with including an infantry division or 2 infantry brigades.
That is right.
So that may be an additional thing for me to consider.
The one consideration for, and again we'll come back to this with forts, is you do not get the forest assault bonus when attacking a fort.
I'm looking at that right now.
He is definitely helpful for organizing multiple units, but he's not going to get that normal +1 for the assault.
So yeah, you pointed out the blockhouses get me close, and then I've got to get a manufacturer a point somewhere else.
And that is the part that concerns me about the scenario. Not that it does not look entertaining. I've been waiting ever since I first read through the rules for these about the coming blockhouses and how they would factor in. And I'm even more excited about how they're going to factor into the campaign game. But this one, this is the part that is the wonderful variability of dice luck. You know, you're going to get up there and you roll poorly, and suddenly
Yeah.
that unit is done for a whole day. You know,
Yeah,
so
I
that
know I've never run into blockhouses, and I haven't, I know I have the whole collection now.
this is
But
the first time they've just been
okay,
introduced in this. Yep. So we are
I didn't
all
know if
seeing
they,
them for the first time.
so it's an interesting addition, but true to the historical. This was a major part of the Union defensive strategy was these independent blockhouses they built along the railroads
Right.
to keep their railroad functional to defend these major crossings.
Yep.
So, yeah, this is going to be tricky.
I will be honest in the fact that I've been so focused on everything that we've done with the Duck River and Rutherford Creek and Franklin, Spring Hill, and Nashville that I was almost oblivious. I think I was completely oblivious that Murfreesboro was actually on this map way down in the corner.
Oh,
I remember hearing talk about, oh, Murfreesboro is, and I could have sworn they said, oh, it's just off map, whatever. And I thought, well, you know, what a huge missed opportunity because Stones River and all that. But here it is. So
yeah,
that just begs, I think, for somebody to do sort of a little mini scenario, kind of a
yes.
one-off Dead of Winter 62 kind of thing. So that's going to be really interesting to see what will be spawned from that. You know.
I've been thinking the same thing because I've been to the Stones River battlefield. It's interesting, and Fort Rosecrans there's a lot of it still there, and there's a very large county park. And my wife and I walked there, and it's real easy to get lost because of the design. I mean, it's designed to, it's World War One type entrenching.
Mm,
So you've got a lot of zigzag trenches. They're trying to keep anybody if they capture
no
one part, they
infilade.
don't get
Yeah.
a yeah, they don't get a good field of fire. And so we got turned around trying to get back to the car
Yeah.
because the maps weren't the greatest, and you couldn't see anything because you're down in basically a trench.
Right.
But it's a nice park, great walk along the river there, real
That's
pretty.
that's great. Well, I think we have belabored all of this
Yes,
tonight. I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's too much to this, so I will turn it over to you with your free initiative. And if you want to do any leader transfers, of course, I'm not doing anything for. I'm not moving Milroy anywhere, so have
Yeah,
at you.
I'll just leave everybody where they are, and I have the first initiative.
And as always, good luck to you, sir.
Oh, good luck to you as well. And so I will use Force to activate Jackson and Buford's group, which would be Armstrong, Ross, and Crossland. So they all go to fatigue 1. And this will be Force, so it's going to be 2 die plus 3, which is going to be a 10. So I'm going to type that in there because we're going to be doing this kind of onesies, twosies. We're going to start with Armstrong. Let's see, he can't cross that red line, so he's got to go 57. Force is going to go with him, so that's 1, 2, and 3, which means he has 7 left, which means he can do a normal attack on that blockhouse. So I would only get I get a +1 for my die roll, combat value of 2 or more, and a +1 for Forest. So I have a single die roll with a +2 is how I interpret the
That is
modifiers.
what I see.
Okay, so single die roll +2 is a 7, which is it's a
Easily.
destroyed.
Let's see if I'm going to do an activate. There it is. Look at that. You click activate and it
Okay,
puts a
got a
little X
nice
on
red
it.
X.
Yeah.
Emerson Jackson, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 to Laverne. Buford is going to go 1, 2, which he has 8 remaining. he's going to make a prepared on the blockhouse. So he's a 2-pointer. So he gets a +1 for combat value and a +1 for prepared.
That's right. It's just as before, +2.
+2. +2 on his die roll.
Well, you're just making this look too easy, man.
So that's 2 down. Okay, now. Okay, so that's it for me. So we're back to initiative die rolls. And it's a union.
Okay. We have to presume that you are going to just chew up at least. What's the magic number here? I figure you're probably going to chew up at least 5. That's probably a pretty safe bet. So I need to defend a couple of them, and I got to keep bait at bay. So how do I do that? I think I can move Milroy and Thomas. So we're going to activate them. Go to fatigue level 1, and here's Milroy +1. So 5. Where do I want to put him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see how that goes. Initiative. It is yours.
I can't remember from the reading. Is it the same Milroy from the Valley?
I'm almost certain that it is, but don't quote me on that.
All right, so Forrest is going to activate Armstrong and Crossland with Buford. It's going to be 2 die +3. It's 10, so that's an MP of 13. Okay, so Buford, Crossland is going to go 1, 2 to there. So that gives him 11. He has enough for prepared assault on that blockhouse. So it's a +2 again to this die roll.
Right.
That's a 5,
Gets
which
it.
it does do it. Okay. Activate. Yeah. Okay.
Up
Now,
to 18 points, ladies and gentlemen.
he used 8. He moved 2. So that's 10. He has 3 remaining. Can he continue to move after doing that?
Yeah, may resume moving its march as if he has MPs remaining, because you got
Yes,
it destroyed.
So it's 1, 2, 3. So Forrest and Armstrong can go 13. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 3 left, which would be a hasty, which is a minus.
It's a -3.
Ugh, let's not do that, because I might pick up tons of fatigues. So we'll just do an initiative.
Okay.
It's mine. Let's get Palmer moving. Here's his movement. 2, he gets a +1, so he's going 3. 1, 2, 3. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. I think we'll have G. Johnson activate. And here's his march. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Initiative. Yours again.
Forrest will activate Ross. 2. Here's his 2 dice +3. That's 6. That's 9. He and Jackson will go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to that blockhouse.
Boo!
Yeah, I'm not going to attempt an attack there. We'll do initiative again. It's mine. This is a 4-turn scenario. I don't need to get it all done today, so I'm going to activate Palmer again. Here's his movement. 1 die +1. It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Initiative. Mine again. I hate seeing the 1/6s on an initiative roll. Need those for something else. Yeah, I'll activate bait. It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Initiative. It's mine again. So I'll take bait again. Here's his movement. It's a 6. He's going to go
I
1,
honestly don't think that there's a
2,
game
3.
that plays with the efficiency that this game plays and with the representation of the Civil War that plays as easily as this series of games plays with great detail.
I would agree with that. It really is the smoothness of the mechanics compounded by the ability to simulate or to, I guess, represent some of the logistical issues at the operations level. Just really second to none. Bait is threatening my 5th Tennessee. What to do? It's going to be at least a 5 there. Yikes. Force my hand, sir. So they will do a cav withdrawal because they have nothing worth staying there for. So flip and get a fatigue. And here is their, I believe this is a -2 because I'm not a retreat, cav retreat. Small force is, yeah, more than one, or, yeah, so -2. So there's a -2 to this roll. Here we go, 16%. There we go. So it's a 4 net. So that means you'll lose 2 of your
2.
3. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and they'll fall back into there.
1. I'll go to the chapel.
And I have the option to go away there, but since you have nothing left, I will hold my action.
Okay. Initiative. It's
There we go.
yours.
There we go.
Like that 6-1 going that way.
All right. So G. Johnson will go to 2. Here's his movement. 2 die. 7. So close. So close. It's always 1 pip. Always 1.
Yeah.
How badly do I want to stop Jackson, though? I am flanked at the moment, so I need to... I need to get out of there. So we're going to go 4 to there. 5, 6, 7. Okay, initiative. It's yours.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take Armstrong. Crossland under Buford, fatigue 3, so both need extend marches. Here's their die roll. +3, 2 dice. 8 is an MP of 11. So we'll start with Armstrong's extend march. And he has to disorganize. Well, that's just dandy. He's going to use 8 of his MP, so he'll have 3 remaining to attempt a prepared attack on the blockhouse. So he gets +1 for forced and +1 for the prepared for a +2 on this attempt. And it does not happen. At a 3 is a extra fatigue.
Shut down for the
He goes-
day.
So he's at fatigue 4. Buford with Crossland has 11 movement points remaining. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 to that blockhouse. And I forgot to do extend march on Crossland. So let me do that. He's okay. Initiative. It's yours.
We'll have Milroy activate Thomas to 2. Here's your movement +1. Yeah, that's about right. We'll go 1, 2 to there. Initiative. It's yours.
Yeah, I'll take Palmer to fatigue 3. There's his movement. 6. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the blacksmith shop. Initiative. Yours.
I'm going to pass.
I'm going to pass as well.
Pace yourself. Hey,
Yeah, it's this is
pace.
these yeah, I
It's
don't.
really deceptive. It's like I gotta get it all. I gotta burn them. It's like pyromania. All right, if we're gonna recover turn number one, we have recovered turn number one. I will verify that we are on turn number two. We are 5th of December. I now have units available that I did not previously have. So let's see. I think Milroy would be ill-advised to move away from where he is with Thomas, so he's going to stay there. And that's my only choice.
Forrest will stay where he is. I didn't get a chance to successfully destroy that blockhouse. So yeah, I'm good where I am.
Okay, so you're currently sitting on 3 of them, right? Each one of them are parked at one?
Yes, Forrest has an undamaged blockhouse under him. Buford has an undamaged one under him, and Jackson has an undamaged one under him.
Okay. All right. Well,
But
I
they
said
each are
5, so I've got to hold myself to that. I can't let you have 6. All right. Well, then we will roll for initiative. Here is our first initiative turn 2. It's mine. Hurrah!
mathematically. I need all 7 to get within 1 point.
Right. All right. We'll have G. Johnson activate. And here is his stalwart cavalry march. Come on!
5 for him.
5. All right. So we'll go 1, 2, 3 to there. And stop. Initiative. Yours.
Activate bait. 1 dice plus 1. It's a 5. He's going to move 1 to there. He has 4 remaining. What would G. Johnson like to do?
I'm going to stand.
-1 for artillery. So I'm not going to do anything more than that. Initiative. It's mine again. I'll activate bait 1 more time. Here's his movement. 1 die plus 1. It's a 7. What would G. Johnson like to do?
Well, you did not attack before when you had a prepared option. So I'm going to stand again.
Okay. I'm just going to do a 1 hex to there. Initiative. It's yours.
I can hear the smoke coming off the head.
It is. It's pretty
Yeah.
bad. It's it's what are acceptable losses? You know, at what point do you say, "Sorry, fellas, you're on your own"?
We said this would be a fast one, but I kind of thought this is start to get. It is
A
so
little thinky, yeah.
they got the points down so close.
Yep. Dang. I'm going to pass.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can get this blockhouse under Forest destroyed. So we'll take them to fatigue 2. Here's their movement +3 is a 13. Okay, so we're going to attempt a prepared assault on the blockhouse. So it's a +1 and a +1 for force. So this is a +2.
Okay. And it
And it is
burns.
destroyed. So that's the 4-1
Takes you
destroyed.
to 24 points.
See, so they used 8. And that means they have 5 remaining. So they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Buford, which is perfect. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. We'll have G. Johnson go to 2. Here's their movement. 7. Go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay, now Forest will activate Crossland. 2 die plus 3. Just enough. He's going to attempt a prepared on the blockhouse. So he gets 1 for prepared, 1 for having 2 manpower, and 1 for force. So plus 3 modifier on this attempt to destroy the blockhouse. 1 die plus 3. It's a 4.
No effect.
Which is no effect. So no fatigues, but no destruction. Initiative. Mine again. We will attempt the same thing for movement. So we're going to 6, 9. 1 die plus 3.
I got it.
Time that got it. So let's see. Let's move the stack off.
Okay. So we'll move that up to 30 victory points for you.
And he used up all his movement to do that because that was a initiative. It's yours.
We will have G. Johnson go to fatigue level 3 and build an abattis on that blockhouse.
Yep.
Initiative. It's mine again. We'll have 5th Tennessee come up. They'll move on March 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to there. Yep.
Wow, that was the same exact move I was thinking when you said 5th Tennessee.
Oh, really? All
Yeah,
right.
I was
Great
looking
minds.
off the roads between Jefferson and there, trying to figure out where's the best place to put him.
Well, Jefferson is more tempting, but I have a feeling you just go right by it. So, yeah. Initiative. It's mine again. They will dig in. Go to 2. And entrench to an abattis. So now 1.5. Quake and Fear. Initiative. Yours.
Forest will activate Ross. Here's his movement plus 3. Is a 9. So that's 12.
Now, why did you say Forrest will activate Ross? Just overall commander?
He's the core commander, and he gets me a plus 3 instead of a plus 2.
Okay.
Plus, I can transfer force to him, which gives me an extra plus 1 on the blockhouse attack, which I'm about to do. So I go from a prepared for plus 1. Force gives me a plus 1, and Ross is only a 1, so I get a plus 2 to this die roll on the blockhouse attempt to destroy. So that's a 3, which is a fatigue plus 1 for Ross.
Right.
Initiative. And it's mine. So now I've got some thinking to do. It's turn 2. I've got 2 turns left.
I am going to make you work for all of those 2 turns.
Yeah, you are, aren't you?
However, you do have your lucky rabbit's foot with you here tonight.
I do. I missed you. I missed you so much, Jeff, last week.
Thanks for the check you sent me a week ago, too.
If you'd watched that, you'd realized how badly I needed some help with some tactics there towards the end. What I think this game is interesting is this kind of decision. I've got everybody at fatigue 2. I really want people to be arrested for tomorrow, especially Bait. And I'm going to move Palmer to fatigue 1. 1 die plus 1. And he gave me what I wanted, which is a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's interesting because
5.
I play solo 99% of the time, and it's fun to hear the brain work of other players.
Exactly. And
or not work
when
in my
he
case.
and then when he rolls the 6, and I go damn and blast, and then I realize I'm muted, which is probably a good thing.
Okay, initiative. It's yours.
I will say you have been thus far taking this by the numbers, and that's impressive to see. You're just knocking things out, literally knocking the blockhouses down one at a time. Question then becomes, Palmer is getting sneaky and frisky. We don't like that. So I'm going to. This is where Roger gets his wonderful sneaky flank attacks and. Oh,
Well,
look! There! I'm in Murfreesboro! Hello!
guess who taught me that?
I don't know.
Go
Somebody.
back to where did I learn that lesson the most? The
Still,
retreat in
still,
Stonewall Jackson's Way. And where is he going? We're all crap.
still smarting over the Falls Church Gambit. Okay.
Yes, I am. Taking the high victory point location and then forcing me to run back with nobody left to do it. It was retreat to Washington,
Retreat to
Stonewall
Washington.
Jackson's
Yeah,
Way.
right.
Oh, yeah. Probably close to a year ago.
Wow. All right. We'll move Anderson. Got to get him within range. So he's going to go to fatigue level 1. Here's his straight up march 4. Okay. So we will go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see what's going to happen here. Initiative. Mine again. Milroy's going to activate Thomas and Anderson. Here's their movement. +1. Hey.
Ooh,
Okay. All right.
brutal.
We'll make this work somehow. Okay, he's going to transfer to Anderson. Thomas is going to go 1 to there. Milroy will go 1 to there. Initiative. It is yours.
This is cool. Your units were consolidated along that railroad line for the most part. And because of one stinking brigade, you're starting to spread.
Exactly. Dan Palmer is just like, what's he doing up there?
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna let my guys, depending on what you do here, I'm gonna give my guys a chance to recover. I think that's the thing to do.
I will have
Well,
Thomas will go to 2, and he will build an abattis there. Okay. So he's a 6 now. Initiative. It's yours again.
I'm gonna continue to pass.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you dig in if you want to dig in.
I am going to pass as well. We're going to end the day.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to run this clock out if I can. So recovering. All right, so we've recovered. Verifying we are on turn, not victory points. Turn 3. Okay. I'm going to leave Milroy where he is for the moment. Would you like to move Forrest?
I'll leave Forrest where he is. I'll leave Jackson where he is as well. And of course, Buford only has the one guy. So yeah, I'm gonna leave everybody where they are.
All right, well then I will let you do the honors for turn 3. Give us the first initiative.
Here we go. It's mine. We're gonna start by activating. So yeah, I'll activate bait to fatigue 1. Did not get my 50% chance. So he's going to attempt a normal attack on the blockhouse. So he gets a +1 for his strength and a +1 for force. So this is just a +2 attempt. And it's a +2 result, or +4 result, which is a no effect.
No effect. This one is made of strong stuff.
Okay, so initiative. It's mine again. Okay, we're going to try something a little different. We're going to activate, Crossland, Buford's division with Forrest. Here's their movement +3. 10.
9.
Not 12.
9, sir.
10. He's going to go 1, 2. So he has 8 remaining. So he can do a prepared. So he is a +1. He's a +2 size. So that's a +1. Forrest gives him a +3.
Hold for just a second. It was a 6, and the +3 for Forrest is 9, not 10.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
So he doesn't get the prepared. So it's only +2.
Right.
+2. And it's a 6.
And Bate looks in astonishment how these horsemen ride in and set fire with no problems.
Yeah, so we'll destroy the 6 blockhouse.
And that puts you at 36.
And that, of course, used up all his movement. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay.
A big stack there. Just come and
Come
get
and
him.
get him. Uh, we will have the 5th Tennessee increase their fatigue and dig in some more. Initiative, it's yours.
Okie dokie. Now, what do I want to try to do here? Activate Palmer. 1 die +1 for him. 6.
Yes, the mute button is still working.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So you mean I'm missing out on great commentary when you do that?
Okay.
Spock says colorful metaphors.
That's right. Initiative. It's mine again.
Oh!
Okay, now Forrest is going to activate Jackson's division, which is Armstrong and Ross. And they're both going to go to fatigue 1. Here's their movement, 2 die +3. It's 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Initiative. It's mine again. Jackson will activate Crossland, Buford's group.
You mean Forrest?
Forest, yeah.
Okay.
2 die +3. 7. And here's his extended march. Just 1 dice. Ooh, 5. 2, 3, 4 there. Initiative. It's mine again. Activate bait. Here's his movement. It's a 6. And go 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 2 remaining. What would the 5th Tennessee like to do?
They'll stand.
Okay. We'll stop there for now. Initiative. It's yours.
It would appear to me that Custer might be in charge of the 5th Tennessee.
Nothing rattles old greasy Blondie. So, if I'm thinking out loud, which is what people pay scads of money for to watch this and learn, I can either I have 3 options here. I can try to enhance the protection of the 5th Tennessee and be a burr in the saddle there, if you will. I can either increase their entrenchments to breastworks. I can throw up a flanks refused. That might help a little bit. I can get them out of there. I can perhaps move to the Methodist Church and get them out of that flank. Or I can do something against Jackson, which might be fun. So let's do that. Let's have Milroy activate Thomas. Go to fatigue level 1. Here's his movement +1. It's a 6. So he's going to remove his entrenchments. And Milroy's going to transfer to him and go 1, 2, 3 to there. What would Jackson like to do?
You used up 3, you had 6, so you're down to 3 movement.
That's right.
So your attack would be a normal attack.
At a 2-to-1 ratio with a -1 for artillery and
+1 flank, +2 flank.
+2 flank.
I will stand. Let's see how this works out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make an attempt on +2. So here it is. So just to go through the number again, it's +2 for flank, +1 for ratio 2-to-1, -1 for artillery. So +2 final. Here we go. Union on the left. And it is a +3 final, which I think is just... Let's see here. So +3 on 4 for me is a 2 fatigues, and for you
DR
it
for
is
me.
just a DR. Yep. So we drive him away.
Okay, so I have to retreat further away. So Atkinson, I think, is my first
It does,
selection.
and then you can go anywhere you want there, just not closer.
So
So I can
the
go
terrible artillery
Pottinger.
die roll modifier chart's been modified.
It just basically the clarification is in clear that if normally it's a -2, but if the it was always there. I guess it just wasn't super clear that if the unit defending only has one piece, he can't get the -2. He can never get a
More
better
than he
modifier
has.
than what he has, right? So just a -1 in this case.
So you can have the hex.
No, we'll stay right there.
Okay.
So initiative, it's yours.
Okay. Let's see. So they're done for the day.
Milroy is in the running for MVP if I win.
So with that, attempting to pick off potential victory point there from Mr. 5th Tennessee. We'll take bait to fatigue 3. Be 1 die +1. It's 3. Extend march roll. He's okay. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 to Florence. Initiative. It's yours.
G. Johnson will go to fatigue level 1, and he will entrench to breastworks 1. Initiative, it's yours.
We'll take Palmer to fatigue 2. Here's his movement. Die roll +1. 5. We go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to Salem. Initiative. It's mine again. Yeah, Forrest is going to activate Crossland, fatigue 3. Here's their movement, 2 die +3. It's 13. Here's their extended march. He's okay. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to the toll house. Initiative. Mine. I'm going to pass. Make you react to that.
Remember, Roger, you can have it, but you gotta keep it.
Yeah. You've got to come back and drive me out. No, I'm not there yet, of course,
You
obviously.
gotta end the game in, so...
Yep. I can't just, same thing with Salem. I can't move past, I mean, I got to leave somebody
Right,
there.
right. So that's 3. Murfreesboro is worth 6, so that is a more pressing target at the moment.
Catapala's only worth
Is 3, yeah. Those two
3
up
as
there are
well.
3. Of course, your fortresses are worth 12. One of them.
Yeah, one or the other. You don't have to take them both.
Okay.
And there's stuff to that fortress that we can
Right,
discuss here when we
right.
turn over this day. I think would be a good time to discuss
Sure,
the fortress
sure,
rules.
because that will definitely come into play. Thomas will go to 4. Here's his March +1. Okay. Here's the extended March now of +2. Okay, so we're gonna do this 2 to there. Initiative. It's mine again. G. Johnson will complete his breastworks. Initiative. It's mine again. Well, that's been breached, so the 5th Tennessee are going to come out of their breastworks, and they're going to activate fatigue level 2. Here's their march. 5. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Initiative. It's yours.
I'm going to pass.
I believe I will pass as well. So we will end a very active turn 3. And Anderson automatically gets his breastworks. Okay. So we are on to the final turn. So yes, Roger, if you've got your rules handy, would you like to talk about how the uh, forts work?
Multiple types of forts. We actually have, let me hide here so we can see. These are Class A forts, which is the highest quality of forts. Class A Union forts have a combat values of 2 and artillery values of 2. So is that added to what you have in there?
That is. So if you read down a little bit below, it's added to whatever.
If one or more Union units occupy the fort, Union players' combat and artillery values are calculated by adding the fort's intrinsic values to the values of the Union units defending in the fort.
Right. So right now, say I've got the 140th Indiana. He is a Fort 3, so he's a 3 by himself. And then he gets the 2 for the fort, so that becomes a 5.
5.
And then he gets 2 artillery for that because of the intrinsic fort artillery. So
Yeah.
he's a 5 manpower and a 2 artillery.
For the tactical modifier, Confederate attacks against forts, there can never be a tactical modifier in favor of the Confederate player. If the Confederate player has a higher tactical value than the Union player, or if no Union units occupy the fort, no modifier is used. However, the Union player gets to use their higher tactical modifier. No flank attacks. Artillery modifier. Confederate attacks against the hex with an undestroyed Union fort, Confederate +1 or +2 artillery modifiers are converted to no effect. Hood and Forest special assault bonuses never applied to an undestroyed fort. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch for the Confederate side. A Union player suffers.
I think that's to make I think that's to make Murfreesboro look very tantalizing, but it's 6 versus 12. So
Yes. Okie dokie, Smokey.
So I will keep my leader Milroy right where he is, centrally located.
Yep, good spot for him. I'm going to move Forrest over to Jackson.
All right. Well, we have leader transfers out of the way. So let us now. I will give us the last first initiative, turn number 4. Here we go. It's mine. Bum bum bum.
Yeah.
Do I really want it first, though? The only moving piece that I have that I can really do something with. Yes, Jeff, that smoke you smell, that is me at the moment.
Wow, I can smell it all over here in West Virginia too.
All right, we'll activate Thomas with Milroy, and here is his movement +1, 5. Here is his extended march of +1. He's okay. So he's gonna go 1, 2. What would Crosland like to do? I have 3 remaining.
It's going to be a +1 attack.
It would be 2 to 1. Yep. You have.
We'll stand. We'll see how this goes.
We'll stop. So initiative. It's mine again.
Oh well.
5th Tennessee is going to increase their fatigue and march. Here's their movement. Unhelpful 4. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to there. Initiative. Yours.
Well, let's take Buford. We'll take Crossland to fatigue. Green. Here's their movement. 11. Here's the decision I'm trying to make. Do I make a run to Maple Grove instead of Murfreesboro?
Oh, hey. You got to scroll the map down. There it is. Look at that.
That gets me 3 points, which mathematically would put me within 1 point.
It would indeed.
And you either have to, which begs the question, and what do we do after that? If I go into Murfreesboro, then you have to attack me. I think I'm going to put the burden on you to drive me out of Murfreesboro. So I'm just going to do the min move to there, which gives me the 6 for now. I have 6 points for Murfreesboro. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay.
Here it comes.
Well, let me see here. I'm now in a position where I cannot pass because you are sitting at you got 36 and another 3, that's 39, and so you're at 45.
Yep.
So if I pass, you'll pass. Game over.
Correct. Which kind of makes this pretty close to the game-winning battle, I think.
With
Okay.
me watching, it could potentially be Roger 2-0.
We'll do a 5th Tennessee.
Yeah, there's some there's other moving parts here.
5th Tennessee goes to 2, and they got a 7. So they go 1, 2, 5, 6.
Gives you your flank.
Initiative. Okay, that's mine. So, yes, it would seem now is the moment that I have to make an attempt to drive you out of there. So, first thing I will do is activate Thomas to 3 for an assault on Buford. And now you have the first option, whether you'd like to cav withdraw, which would be a 4 minimum.
Yes. And I could retreat to Maple Grove. No, I can't.
Correct.
For a minimum, I cannot retreat. That's 3.
Right.
So I think under those circumstances, I think I'm going to stand. I was really hoping to get at least one initiative there to throw in a Beatus or flank refused or something, but we will stand.
Okay. So here is the attempt with Milroy with his leadership of his command ability of 2. 2! Alright, here we go. So I need a 1 or 2.
But a 2 would work. 1 or 2.
A 1 or 2 will work. Or I could
March for movement.
march for movement, and then you get to see what I get.
And you get to roll an extended march.
Correct.
You have to roll extended march on that. Wow, this is an interesting option here, isn't it?
And he's fatigued, or he's exhausted, which means it would be a +3 to all that. So I'm going to stick with my assault attempt because, as you like to say, I can roll 1s all day.
Yeah, in my case, that's absolutely true.
So here is the assault attempt. Rolling 1 or 2. Oh! Okay.
Oh, 5. Okay.
All right. So next initiative. It's yours. Dang.
Oh, okay, so now the question is, flanks refused would
Bring it down to a 1.
bring it down to a 1. Batiste takes me up to a +3. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Except for I don't have to roll for extended march with the entrenchment. So I'm going to put up an Abatiste to avoid having to roll for my extended march. Initiative. It's yours.
So your abattis makes you a 3. I presume that I am going to flip if I march. So I am going to just go ahead and march Thomas to 4. And we're going to flip to a 3 with almost certainty. So Milroy's movement plus, or Thomas's movement +1 with Milroy. Nice. Okay. So you get to see my extended march now of +3, +4. So here's that. And he does flip. And now, knowing that I have a 7 there, what would Buford like to do?
We will stand.
Okay. So as you said before, this could be the game-deciding battle. So it's +1 for prepared. You have no artillery. That's a good thing.
No artillery.
And it is a +2 for final flank. Is that what you see?
Yes.
Okay, so it is a +3 total. Union on the left. Okay, so it is a +2.
+2 is a DR.
And for me, it's a DA. So he's done anyway. but we can occupy Murfreesboro.
It's just a little R. They're going to retreat.
To Maple
One,
Grove!
we'll take Maple Grove. So we lose Murfreesboro, but gain Maple Grove.
Okay, so we get click.
Which
Goes. Oh. Alright. So you're still one shy.
I'm one shy.
Okay. Initiative. It's mine. I'm going to pass.
Anderson has doubled his to 8 manpower.
Correct.
Johnson has doubled his to 8 manpower as well.
No,
No,
he's
4.
4. He's a 4.
He's a 4.
With two artillery in clear.
2 artillery and clear. Okay. Well, if I'd left Forrest there, I'd still be in Murfreesboro, but I decided to move Forrest over there to give me this last option if I needed it. And actually, I was hoping to get an initiative to get them down there, build up my manpower, but that didn't work out. Okie dokie. Probably a mistake there to move Forrest. Let me know in the comments below. Forrest will activate Armstrong and Ross. 2 dice plus 3. 5, that's an 8. And we will move Armstrong first. Here's his extended march. 4, he's okay. He's going to travel with Jackson. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. And Forrest and Ross are going to go. Well, here's their extended march. Possibly Ross is not going to survive. He does. 1, 2, 3, and 4 to there. Initiative. It's mine. We'll activate bait to fatigue 1. Here's his movement. Is a 3. He's just going to make a min move to there. Initiative. It's yours.
G. Johnson will go to fatigue level 1 and throw a flanked refuse marker up. There you go. Good timing. Initiative.
Yep.
He's good, so I think it'll take forever to get to a fort. We'll have Anderson march. Here's his march. 2. He's going to go 1 to there. What would Jackson Armstrong like to do?
He has 1 left.
He does.
Or if you're attacking at 4, well, you got a 1, so you have a hasty. Be a -1, but you got a 4, 2, 1. So it's a +3, +2.
And then I will have a final flank of 3 on you.
Yeah, you'd have a final flank of 3. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do a cav retreat. So he increases his fatigue to 3. Here's his attempt, or his cav retreat roll. It's a 2, so he's not injured, but he doesn't cause you to lose any. So he has to retreat 4 hexes away. So he's going to... Now, he can't go across the river. He can't go to Miles.
No, but he can go to
go closer.
He can go to 5320. Yeah, he can go in there with no problem.
That's 1, and he has to go 4, 2, and he's just going to go to all the churches. 3, 4. So
Jackson's very pious.
So it's so that's yeah. So yeah, I think you still have your 1 movement point.
I do.
So, which you could go back.
Yeah, I think we'll go back to Catalpa here.
Yeah.
Okay. Initiative.
My hope was to at least take that out of play.
Yep. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. The advantage of this now is that I get actually now your flanks refuse marker might help me. So now the question is, we're going to use forests to attempt an assault. So we're just going to take bait to fatigue 2. And this is Force's attempt at an assault on G. Johnson. And I can't remember, you have the option to retreat, I think, before I roll.
I do have the option before you roll, but I'm going to stand.
Really? Why would you want to stand? Why?
Why indeed,
Possible
sir?
explanation would you want to stand?
You don't
Here's
know
the
it. You
attempt.
don't know it, but there's always money in the banana stand.
I make to that reference at work, and nobody understands what I'm talking about. Here we go. Attempted assault. Oh,
See, Forrest didn't really want to go.
why?
He didn't
Why?
even want to. Bait
Initiative.
says, "I'm not going to listen to a horse or guy."
Oh, he needs. It's yours.
Okay. I think I would be prudent to just pass.
Okay, here we're gonna take bait to fatigue 3, which pretty much I think even having to do that, wow, comes very close to ending the. Even if I win the battle, well, we'll see. Fatigue 3. Here's the attempt, and it comes off. So what I see is a 4. The ratio is covered. There's no flank. There's no terrain. The type of assault gives me a +1. The tactical is Forrest is a 3 and Johnson is a 1 for a +2 tactical.
Correct.
And the artillery is you have 2 guns and I have 2 guns on clear terrain is a 0, which is a -2. So it's 3 up and 2 down for a +1 final.
So you have assault, forest bonus, right, and then tactical.
Oh, force bonus. That's
Right.
another +1. So it's a +2 final.
So 4 up and 2 down. That's what I see.
Yeah, for +2 final. +2 final. Here we go. Union left, Confederate right. -1 result.
-1 at 4 is a 1D.
Is a 1D. Yep. And he flips. Let's see. That's a manpower loss for me, which now makes it 39 points. Okay. Okay. The only way I can see me winning, I've got 2 options. I have to somehow get a cav unit over to Salem and Palmer over to Florence and make it, or yeah. Or alternatively, if I give up Salem and I could take. So Van Cleve is a fort, so he's at 6.
He's at 6 plus the other 2.
Plus
so he's
2 to 8.
Yeah. And
Plus he's got 3 artillery plus
2 more is 5, yeah.
5. So that would be a -3 attack.
But you're saying there's a chance.
I'm saying there's a chance. I am saying there's a chance. The only way I can see mathematically for me to win is I can't give up Salem.
If you had 1 more fatigue left on Jackson to get him over there to swap out, put Armstrong in there, I would think you could do it. But because I've got Florence blocked as a throughput,
Yeah.
I don't know that there, unless you roll perfectly with Forrest, that's 15, to get him all the way around there. Could be done, maybe. But either way, if he goes west or east, if he goes top or bottom, if he goes top or bottom, it's he's still going to run into a Zoc at some point.
Yeah, I don't think I can get anybody over to Salem to cover. So we'll just, I'm going to lose. So let's go down gloriously, shall we? So let's take Palmer to fatigue 1.
Okay.
Green. And he's going to lose Salem because you don't have to reoccupy it for me to lose it. I have to end the game on that hex.
That's right. Yep.
So here's his die roll +1. And of course, it's going to be a 2. So he's just going to go 1, 2 to Todd. Initiative. It's yours.
Well, yeah. Okay. Anderson will activate. He'll go shadowing. So he'll get a 5 to there. Initiative.
Okay.
Yours.
Okay. Forrest will activate Armstrong to fatigue 4. Is their movement 2 die +3. Here's their extended march. He's going to lose a manpower, but it's not enough. I needed a bigger roll. Not that he was going to stay there long, but
Yeah, unfortunately, he has at least one manpower to capture.
oh, was it at least one?
Toot, toot,
That
toot.
sounds right. Yeah, when you say it. Yep. I think you're right.
Yeah, combat value
One or more. Yeah.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter anyway. So yeah, they'll just stay where they are, I guess. Initiative. Mine. So yeah, Ross is at a half. Jackson's at a half. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take Palmer fatigue 2. We might as well just play this out. Here's his movement. He's just moving 1 hex anyway, but we'll get a 4. He's just going to go, yeah, we'll go ahead and give you the possibility of a flank attack. Initiative, it's yours. You can launch your flank if you'd like.
And potentially give you points back?
Well, more than likely give me a D, and
That's true, but it's...
I need all 12. Because I gave up Salem, so now I'm back to 36 points is where I'm at.
So yeah, I need to preemptively attack here. So we'll go to fatigue level 3. Maybe we'll see. Here's the march. Yeah. So that's just terrible. Here's his extended march +1. He's okay. We're gonna do that and flip. Okay. Initiative. Yours.
Yeah, we'll take Palmer to fatigue 3. Here's his march. And he gets a 1 + 1 is a 2. So he is going to attempt his assault on Van Cleve. So it's a normal attack. You have, just to kind of go over the ratio, you have Van Cleve has a ratio of 2. He has a fort, so that takes that to a 6. And you have a built-in intrinsic value of another 2. So that's 8.
Correct.
So the ratio is a -1.
Right.
As I mentioned, this is going to be a normal attack because of the march. Tactical is even. We both are at 1. There's no terrain. There's no flank. And artillery is you have 1 on guns multiplied by 3, which takes you to a 3. Plus another artillery, and I've already forgotten what that fort
It's
value was.
another 2, yeah. So it's a 5 artillery
5.
to your 2.
So it's -3. Artillery is a -2 on clear terrain. So this is a -3 final.
Okay.
And probably the last die roll of the evening. Union left, Confederate right, -3.
Oof.
And it's a -2 result.
-2
which
result.
For me is a 1D again.
Not to add insult to injury, but we missed his extended march roll. So
Oh, we did.
yeah. So if you want to throw it, yeah, he's fine. Okay. Just so we can say we did it and we caught it, we'll avoid.
Yeah, good for you.
We'll avoid a comment.
Yeah.
So -2 with 4.
Trust me, I'd been very depressed if that had been a 1-6 roll. And
So it is a 1D. Okay.
So he increases his fatigue. So he's done. He didn't get demoralized. He just. And I think that ends it.
I think that's gonna do it. So if we're punching numbers into the database here and your spreadsheet, we've got you've got 36 points in blockhouses, and then -6 on 2 manpower losses.
Yes.
So a 30.
And 3 points for Maple Grove.
Oh, and 3 points for Maple Grove. So let me add that back up here. 3 points for Maple Grove. So there you go.
And
so,
if I would have taken Murfreesboro, then those 3 it would only been worth 3 points because I would have lost Maple Grove. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So yeah, I think the error tonight. Well, we'll do the wrap up and we'll talk about where.
So final is 33 then, which is a Union substantive.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Yep. I could have just passed and would have been better. would have
You
just
had
been
to
the Union
try.
Marginal.
Right. It would not be you, Roger, if you did not try, and that's why I enjoy playing with you every week. Final thoughts then for this first playthrough. I'll let you take the center stage here first, and then I'll take a shot at it.
I think my tactical error was chasing. Was it the whatever cav unit you had up there at 5527?
The Fifth
Uh,
Tennessee, yeah, they were the rabbit.
I I should have just took everybody around the flank as I did with Buford and taken everybody down to Murfreesboro instead of chasing that what was a will-o-wisp of a manpower loss there on the Fifth Tennessee. I should have just taken everybody around that right flank, the northern flank.
I was surprised you actually caught me agog because I saw you make that right turn at I guess at Atkinson and head that way or at the Cotton Gin, and you were going up and you sent Jackson up there to start the flank, and I went, huh, because I honestly thought when you came down through the toll house and everything there that that's you it was target Murfreesboro, with everybody through. But yeah, I obviously I could see that you were planning ahead to try to get that one manpower loss that you needed to put you over the top.
Yeah, and
But
should have kept the bigger targets in play, force you to come, which you did. You managed to drive me out of Murfreesboro. And another probable error was I probably should have kept Forrest down there, but I was probably thinking too far ahead there. I that +1 modifier, I would still be there
right.
if I'd have kept Forrest there.
Oh,
I
right.
would have,
Instead of moving him up to Jax. Right.
but I was thinking that that you would drive me out of there, and then Forrest would be way out of the play down where Buford ended up out of play.
And
That
that was
landing
such a
spot.
and as Jeff pointed out, that was for both of us. The stare down at Murfreesboro, that was agonizing. Because Milroy's not going to pull off the assault as we saw, and then it's like, well, how much effort do I use to try to get Buford out of there, knowing that potentially Forrest could just come in and if I don't do it, then he's going to reinforce. So there was a whole timing aspect to that it's like, okay, don't do it too soon. We talked about this way back when I was a kid when we'd watch football games, and my dad's like, it's fourth quarter. You don't want to score too soon,
Oh yeah,
and give them too much time. And that's exactly the same case here, right?
this was
Jeff, what do you think
Well,
from the side?
well, I mean, this is a tougher scenario than it just seems to display when you set it up. I mean, minimal forces with multiple objectives, and you would think that the Union force sitting there with the tighter lines to work with, but still not having the force to deal with that. I mean, it's funny because 1 and 2 was run, and then turns 3 and 4 were, oh, now we have to fight.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And this is
yeah,
this is another scenario in this that I am pleasantly surprised by, and I don't mean that in a detrimental way, but I'm underestimating this because Roger's right. We both looked at this and we went, oh, it's 7 blockhouses. Check, check, check. You just work your way down the line. Well, you get you get the first 6 almost for free, and then you got to work for at some point, and that's the Union threshold there, of when do you make them press for battle, and how do they press for battle,
and what
and
was the points the Confederates needed for a win?
43.
So
So
43.
10 short, 11 short.
And the
yes, but
7 blockhouses get you 1 point short.
exactly.
So
So
you needed all blockhouses and an objective, at
right,
least.
something or
Yeah.
a manpower loss or whatever. So you have that flexibility there on the end, but there's the nuance in this scenario. It's each individual person who plays this is going to prosecute it a little differently, and I think for the next 5 years we're going to see this wealth of no, my way is better than your way, no, this way, and it all depends on how strenuous you have to attack those blockhouses, because we saw some of them that put up a little bit of resistance. You roll a 1, forget about it.
Right.
That's a whole wasted day.
This
No,
is going to be an interesting replay.
the other option I had, here was to go when I had what little bit I had left was to try to maybe again go after the Fifth Tennessee. That was my other
But that's a big
potential
swing
option.
around, yeah, and he's probably just gonna dance away, and
Yep.
there's that 16% chance of maybe getting a manpower loss from me.
Well,
So
gents, I enjoyed the daylights out of this.
Well, we are certainly glad to have you. You were my lucky rabbit's foot tonight, so
So
thank
I'm
you.
balanced.
Yes, you have. You have brought balance to the fulls.
yes.
This is probably the best stuff that I've watched of the. I watch a lot of Kev Sharp play. I get on. I'm playing against him in some World War II stuff, but
Right.
this I like the way. Like I say, this I'm going to say it again. This is the best game as far as ease of play and representing realism to me. Of what the Civil War was probably like, and with the movement of the cavalry and the objective. They really do a great job with the victory conditions in these scenarios.
I agree. And this is the game that makes, and Roger can attest to this, it's agonizing. I mean, the agony in such a good way where you are just you feel when the dice roll goes poorly or something, it's hard. I mean, I've witnessed it firsthand when when things start to go astray, they really just
Oh,
house of cards, and if it gets away from you, it really just it knots you up, but in such a good way because you're starting to feel exactly what it was like in these situations where that courier didn't show up and that dispatch was never answered, and now that whole right flank is crumbled.
Well, gents, I appreciate it, and I look forward to next Saturday.
Thanks, Jeff. We would
oh,
love to have you back.
thanks.
All right,
Yeah.
guys.
Take care.
Good evening.
Take care.
You too. Well, I think we will put a pin in this one for the evening, and thank you for an excellent game. And of course, for those of you watching this, we love having you here, and we love hearing your feedback. And it's growing in leaps and bounds. And Roger, you've seen it, and I've seen you responding to it. So if you've got questions, comments, suggestions, strategy tips, whatever, as you're playing this with your copy now, then that is what the comment section is for below. Please utilize it, and every time I see something, I will do my level best to answer or respond, however you've asked a question or what. And if you could take a moment to subscribe to this channel, if you've not done that before, if you're just stumbling across and this is your first one tonight, well, come on back and click the subscription button, and you will see these when we post them about once a week. If you like it, give us a thumbs up because that tells YouTube and the algorithm and Roger and me what you like. And we love having you here.
Yeah, definitely like, subscribe. I'm trying to get on there, and don't assume when you're making comments that I know what the hell I'm doing. But yeah, this was fun. I think they've really play tested these scenarios to get the victory points to where it's just agonizing.
Oh yeah.
So I think people who have this game definitely, I think you're going to enjoy it. If you're not sure about the system, it's worth the price of admission.
Without a doubt. And once again, it was a pleasure, sir. And we will see you here next week for the rematch.
Yes, indeed.
All
Take
right.
care.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.